Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and in this video, excuse me, I am going to very quickly show you how to upload and publish an episode of your podcast uh, using Transistor.fm. Let's find the podcast we're going to be doing here. Let's go to episodes. We're going to go to add new episode, and I'm very, a bunch of you have asked about this. That's why I'm recording this, but I'm really quite new to Transistor. I'm incredibly impressed with their platform. I've in the past been using free podcasting tools like Anchor.fm, which is now owned by Spotify, and I'm still actually using Anchor to record content on my phone, and then I upload that, you know, um, the MP3 file to Transistor. But I want to show you just how quickly you can actually publish a new episode using Transistor, which is super cool, and it just simply does things that some of these other podcast platforms don't do, and they don't do nearly as beautifully for sure. So I just took a audio file. I don't know if you can see that from my desktop, dropped it right there. That's the MP3 file that we're going to use. I'm going to go to our Ghost blog. Let's see if I can find. This is actually this MP3 file that I'm uploading is for a podcast for our enlightened entrepreneurial community. So actually, it's right here. So it's already actually up once. But I'm just going to copy all the written content from here. I'm going to go back to Transistor. I'm going to paste that here. I'm going to take a little snippet and paste it in this summary here. Ordinarily, I would replace the episode artwork for the specific theme of this current podcast. I'm not going to do that for this particular demonstration simply because it's going to be too time consuming, and you don't need to see that. You can decide whether that's appropriate for yourself. All right, let's go back. I'm going to title it here. All right, and that's pretty much, these all default to the channel, kind of the template that I created. In other words, this defaults to my name, the author is Mindful Marketplace, and my own name. Here are the keywords. Here's where you would specify, whether it's a bonus, a trailer, etc. All that, you can sort of go through on your own. Doesn't contain explicit content. I'm going to save and publish this right now, and it's done, right? And the beautiful thing about this is you have all these other sort of sharing and distribution options. In this case, you have two different color players, as you can see here, right? I'm using the dark uh, player, and this essentially just sells. This, when I say sells, this is me pitching this particular program within our circle community and our ghost community for folks who are teaching mindfulness, yoga, who are writing about spiritual and personal growth strategies, etc., etc. So this is the audio.
Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. This is Ian from Mindful Marketplace.
All right, so you get the idea. And the really beautiful thing about Transistor, in addition to the fact that you can have an unlimited amount of podcasts, and you can have private podcasts and all sorts of very cool things, is the way that they have their integration set up. So I don't have the auto tweet set up here, but I do have the, because I don't really care about that, and nor do I necessarily want to have Transistor tweet my episodes out in their vernacular or their jargon. So, I am a little bit more picayune in particular about the words that I choose. But on YouTube, all of my episodes that I just, that I upload following the exact process that you just saw, are auto published to our various YouTube channels. And I have 3 or 4 YouTube channels, and each respective podcast posts to a different one. So, it's really, really an amazing way of turbocharging the distribution of your own content. So, just as a quick aside, this episode here, which you just looked at, has already been posted to one of my sort of secondary YouTube channels. So this is already on one of our community YouTube channels that has very little engagement. It's only has like 25 subscribers compared to my main channel, which has, I don't know, like 1,400 and something subscribers. But that channel gets a fair amount of views on some of the meditation, mindfulness, and guided sort of scripty kind of mindfulness stuff. Whereas this episode that I just uploaded here is going to my main channel, which will be published separately from the the other channel that I just mentioned. So what I'm saying in a overly verbose way is you can take the same audio, and if you have multiple YouTube channels, you can publish it the same MP3 file, the same podcast, to 3, 4, 5 different YouTube channels automatically once that's set up. And it really gives you this turbocharge or content marketing, repurposing your content on steroids sort of effect. All right, so this content is now going to be not only here, but on multiple YouTube channels and various other places and spaces around the web. And it literally took me 2 minutes and change to do that. So I mean, I love Transistor. I've really fallen in love with their whole platform over the last couple weeks. And I really recommend it. So if you're interested in building a podcast first or audio first style publishing platform, I highly recommend checking Transistor out. You can also see some of the integrations with Ghost, and there's all kinds of other Zapier style integrations they have that are really great for teachers if you're building a Podia, Gumroad style course community, or using Circle like we are. There's just so many cool things that you can do with uh, with Transistor that you simply couldn't do with some of these other podcasting publishing platforms that I've used in the past. So I highly recommend you check them out. And if you have any questions about using Transistor, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or Ian at mindfulmarketplace.com via email, and I'm happy to help. All right, teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. I hope you'll join us on community.mindfulmarketplace.com. We have some really cool stuff coming in April and a brand new private community for those of you who are interested in joining me. Okay, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.